Hey guys, today is April 18th, Thursday. It's been a great spring so far. I'm finally going to get out in the garden. I'm going to shoot a complete garden tour. I'm going to show you the good stuff, the not so good stuff, and everything in between. I'm kind of in a phase right now where I'm still working on things. I know a lot of people get like that, but I'm going to start you from the front yard, walk all the way to the backyard, and show you everything, whether it's good, whether it's bad. Things I need to work on, things I'd like to improve on. So let's get this garden tour going. I hope you're all having a great day. All right, guys, we're gonna start right here in the front yard. I'm gonna go ahead and walk all the way around to this west side. This west side does get blasted with sun. Hope y'all are having an excellent day, an excellent week so far. We're gonna start in the very back corner. I might break this up into a few parts. We'll see how long it takes. All right, but starting right here, this is the remnants of a Shasta viburnum. If I can find pictures, I'll flash it up on the screen. I did have a pretty good sized Shasta viburnum right here. It's lace cap flowers on it, and it did get a lot of winter kill in it. So I did actually chop it down to the stump, if you can see. Yeah, that's what's left. And all these are branches that have come off the stump. And so I'm still deciding if I should leave this here or let this one grow. This is one that maybe it's seeded or suckered from. This is another Shasta viburnum. So I'm still debating on whether to leave this one here, and just chop that stump all the way to the ground, maybe plant something beside it, or take that one out, leave that one, then plant something back here. I have a lot of daylilies back here, which isn't good. Isn't great to plant like Japanese maples around, because them daylilies spread like crazy. I think all these, it goes over to here, just fills that area up. I planted, I think, maybe 2 or 3 1-gallons, probably 15 years ago at that, maybe. And I'm gonna have to get in there and probably hand dig a lot of them out. I've hit them with weed killer and everything, and the daylilies are just really tough. But so that's that. Next we got a forsythia. Have 2 of them right here. Get some really yellow flowering spring blooms. One of the first things to bloom coming out of winter almost, besides your winter jasmine. Got 2 good sized ones. I shear these back every year. Got some peonies here, and I cannot remember which variety. I want to say Sarah Bernhardt, if I'm thinking of the name right. I want to say some light pink to white ones. Haven't bloomed yet. Have a knockout rose here that I never trimmed back. Got the remnants of some crocosmia that I've dug out that's still popping up. Then I have a Chamaecyparis nucanesis green arrow plant here. I'm hoping it'll fill this space up. I'm hoping it'll take the sun. I'm risking it by putting it over here. I have it well mulched, but try to keep water on it, keep it mulched, keep keep the shade on them roots, and hopefully it does okay. Here I have a Peve minaret bald cypress. Grows real columnar, and you can chop these branches to keep them thin. That's actually what I've done. You can keep them thin. I don't know how much longer I can do that as it gets taller. It's I'd say it's probably 9 foot right now, 8 to 9 foot tall. Front here, this is a Naruto. This is Easter Virginia. I can't even say it. Trident maple. Let's just say that. Gets that really twisted foliage on it. It's supposed to grow pretty fast, and it's gonna get nailed with sun right here. Got some nice new color growth coming off of it. If you can see that. The camera will focus. yeah, I thought it'd be an interesting one to plant right here on this west side. And I did have an Arakawa planted in front of it right here, but it died out this past winter, so I'm undecided what to plant there. I have a list of options. I might throw that up on a post and maybe let the channel decide, or let the Facebook page decide. I may throw a few options on there and see what y'all think. Y'all give me a comment down below what y'all think I should plant right here. It's gonna be on the west side, get a lot of sun. It's about 8 to 10 foot from this magnolia here. This is a Jane magnolia that I purchased as a 3-gallon. I'm still training it. It's been kind of awkward. It probably need to take out a few branches, but still working on it. All right, this is Acer palmatum Seho, I believe it is. Got some really nice color going on right now. Dwarf, low growing, looking really good. Handles the full sun like a champ over here, or the west side sun like a champ. Got some coreopsis planted here. I think this is gladiolus bulbs that I planted a while back. Has some iris budding up. Gonna bloom soon. Really pretty purple iris. There's some cone flowers. It's a China Girl Holly. It's doing okay. It's got a few flowers on it right now. Of course, you got the Jane magnolia with the remnants of some daffodils right here. This camera will focus. There it goes. Got a sunset that I just recently potted up a few days ago. It's looking really good right now. If you can see. Yeah. Really bright, vivid colors right now. Got it this nice looking pot. Next to it, this is Coda Maru. Have a dwarf maple on this side, Seho. And so I thought I'd plant this. I believe this is a witch's broom. But anyway, it's a dwarf nevertheless. Looks great. Glows. It's glowing right now. Really bright lime green to pink. Actually, it's actually a little more yellow a few weeks ago, but really nice. You see it's about 3 foot tall right there. A few flowers still trying to come on the Jane magnolia here. In the back here I have Dragon Master. Acer palmatum Dragon Master. I want to say this is its 3rd season in the ground from a 1-gallon, and it's I've got it staked up to, it's probably about 4.5 foot now, and you see I need to stake a little bit more up right there. You know, excuse the house, I need to get that siding cleaned. Below it here, this is, oh man, I think this is Horsford Dwarf White Pine. Kind of a blue-green accent dwarf. Handling up on it, looking good so far. Next to it here, have Akamote. This is probably in a little bit too much sun, but this is the 2nd season. It's got great color on it right now. Nice japonicum. It's really vivid, interesting colors on it. And it'll get on up there, fill this area up. I thought it'd be a nice contrast. You have the Akamote here, the blue there, the blue-green color there, and then you got the bright yellow in the back. Next to it, this is Shirayunosume, Claw of the Dragon. Super interesting foliage on it. This was one I was super excited to get. As you can see, it is a Subaldianum. I really love the Subaldianums. Super cold tolerant. It's been in this pot through the winter, you know, without a hiccup, no problems. Just got that real nice, interesting, like a claw. Looks like a claw foliage. Really sun tolerant, super heat tolerant, very cold tolerant. Sorry guys, trying to get this camera to focus. That's a really interesting one. If you don't have it and it becomes available, grab it. It's just really unique. Once that gets great fall color, once that goes oranges in the fall. One I was really excited to get, so Shirayunosume. And I don't know if you remember in a previous video I talked about these hollies. They got hit with the Arctic blast several years ago, and they got hit again earlier last year, or at the end of last year, earlier this year, and they just look like poop, to be honest with you. So I'm open to suggestions on what to replace these with. I was thinking about some Dissected or some azaleas, maybe planting, I don't know, maybe instead of going 5, maybe planting 3 of something, and then putting like a nice weeper, Japanese maple, right here in the middle, or weeping conifer or something. Thought that'd be super interesting. Open to ideas. Give me some ideas in the comments below. All right, now I'm gonna back up here to the yard, which I'm working on the yard. The yard is full of weeds. And this is one of my ones that's not looking so great. This is what's left of hot sauce. Now I did give it a little IV drip of some Miracle Grow recently. It does have some dieback. But down below it's got a little evidence of just very light evidence of some buds. I did scratch test down lower, and it is green on some parts, not others. Maybe one I'll have to replace, we'll see. But it has tried to leaf out down here, so I'm just waiting right now. Just kind of pondering what I want to do, really. All right, I'm gonna back up here, show you another one. This is a 2-gallon Sing Kaku, not to be confused with Sango Kaku. This is Sing Kaku. This is you can describe this as a, I guess you could describe this as a more vigorous Makawa type. Got lime green foliage, super bright in the spring. Really vigorous from what I've been told. Planted this one last year, I believe. So I'm excited to see that grow. And we're going to, this is Mystic Jewel. This one actually just recently only leafed out about 5 or 6 days ago. Really late. And it's got just a little dye, it's got some dieback on it. So I know this is kind of still being evaluated whether it's a zone 6 or not. I'm zone 7B, and I did take some dieback on it. It got down to, I want to say, I can't remember. It got down below 0 briefly here, but not looking too bad right now. Got some nice purple hues in the leaves. Mystic Jewel. I'm gonna walk over here. Shishigashira. Picked this one up one of the open houses last year. Planted this as a 1-gallon. I'm contemplating maybe just go ahead and buying a bigger one, maybe a 10-gallon, and planting it here. And this is actually, I can tell you, this is pretty good, decent distance. I know the camera doesn't pick it up, but it is a decent distance from the flower beds here. It's probably 9-10 foot. It's probably a good 15 foot from the house. So I got a 1 gallon in the ground for now, so I'll enjoy it. If I run up on a good deal, maybe a 10 gallon, maybe I'll pop a 10 gallon in here. All right, got just some basic hostas here, some nandinas. They get winter killed back and they're tough, so they're reflushing. Boxwood. I have a Shirasawam here. This one is a Johan. This thing is just electric in the spring. Really vivid, like purpley red colors with some lime green to yellows in the leaves. Just super interesting. Bought this one a few years ago and I had it in this, put it in this pot. It's a 1 gallon. That's like a 13 to 14 inch pot, and normally that is too big, but this thing rooted out through that pot in one season. Taproot was coming out the bottom. I could actually probably pick it up out of the pot right now and it'd be basically a full 3 gallon, but put on tons of growth. Looks fantastic. And I had to move to the front here because it looks so great. Now it is getting more sun since I moved it out here, so looks like it has a little sun scald on the leaves, but I'll enjoy it for now. And if I get too much sun here in another month or two, it will get moved. I'm gonna back up and show you one other tree I have in the yard here. This is one I was really excited about until it had leafed out and we got some really cold, freezing temperatures. Late winter, early spring. This is hot tamale, and it got nailed. And you see all this dead, all that's dead. But this is a super vigorous grower. Planted this as a 1 gallon in, I want to say October 2022 maybe. And or maybe it was March 2023, I can't remember. But anyway, this thing grew. This was only, when I planted it, it was maybe 15 inches, 16 inches. And it put on over 4 foot of growth, over 3 foot of growth in one season. Yeah, and this thing is a tank in the summer. This one lives up to his name, is a heat seeker. Had no issues last year in full sun and rocked out all season. No burn of any kind, no issues of any kind until we got this late cold snap, I believe earlier this year, and this thing had already leafed out and it got nailed. It didn't get covered up. So it is what it is, but you can see it's tough. Flushing more new growth on it. It'll come back, just take a little while. All right, have some Everreal Carex planted here. Looking good. This is I think this is a Picea glauca Daisy White spruce here. And man, if I'd have filmed about 3 weeks ago, y'all would have seen all the new growth popping off of it. I mean, just bright white to yellow. It was fantastic. Behind it here, I have a Makawa Yatsubusa. That's staked up, still working on it. Don't look at that weed right there. Don't look at it. So it's looking pretty good. I want to say I've had this one 3 or 4 years now. It's probably right at 3 foot. Probably need to work on it a little bit more, stake it up a little bit more. You see the new growth coming off of it. Looking really good. This is a tank of a tree also. Oh, Yatsubusa. This is one that everybody should have. I actually have 3 of these. Next to it, this is Picea pungens Blue Pearl. Colorado Blue Spruce. I am Zone 7B, so I am pushing it on this, but this is on the north side. Not gonna get a lot of afternoon sun. Gets a lot of bright light during the day. As you can see, it's candling up, and probably can't see it in the camera, but some of these buds, you see a little bit of new growth. It's pushing, probably gonna start pushing out in the next couple weeks. Just a dwarf, gonna form kind of a ball shape right there. Thought it looked really good right there. Got the blue, got the lime green, got the yellow, and you got the azaleas flowering back there. I think those are called Gerard Crimson azaleas. That's a newly planted one right there. And you got 2 more right there, 3 more in that bed. These did not flower as great this year, but still got some flowers on them, so I'm enjoying them. Just catmint right there. That may actually end up pulling out. This is got a Makawa seedling right here. I had to put in this pot. This was actually a gift someone sent me. So, you know, I like to recognize the gifts, and I just thought it'd be suitable to pot it up. It looks great, great form. A few weeks ago, this thing was just peachy red and orange, and looks great. Next to it, I have a little Okada Chinese elm. I know a lot of people like to use these for bonsai, but I thought I'd put it in a little pot as like a little accent plant next to the Makawa seedling there. Supposed to get some really nice fall colors of orange, yellow to orange. So just decided to start maybe putting some accent plants with some of my pots. Here we have some lungwort, pulmonaria. Don't know the variety, but guys, if y'all don't have any of this stuff, add it to your garden. It's a great part sun to shade plant. Flowers, seems like it flowers forever. Makes new plants really easy off of it. And this has been blooming nonstop since probably late February to early March. Here it is, April 18th. It's still flowering. Next to it here, this is goldfinch. I think this is an Abies. Yeah, Picea Abies goldfinch. It's just now getting some new growth on it. It's kind of crawling across the ground like a ground cover. I think I'm gonna stake it up just a little bit. Get it off the ground just a little bit. So maybe just a little bit higher. I do want it to crawl across the ground, but not quite like that. So I'm gonna stake that up just a hair. Back here behind it, this is Sherwood Elfin. Acer palmatum Sherwood Elfin. Really dwarf Japanese maple. I think one of the smaller growing ones of the palmatums. Really cool leaf on it, dark color. This is probably the best this has looked. Had some unfortunate winters since I planted it the first time, but this is the best it's looked so far. So I do want to get it on film. Sherwood Elfin. You can see the azaleas back there. And another maple here, Japonicum. This is one I've really been enjoying. This is Abby's Weeping. Got that crazy dissected lace leaf on it. Just super interesting. You see the new color on the foliage coming out, the new flushes. Got this right by the front door here. See it every time I walk up. Really been enjoying this one. Thing is developed and is looking fantastic. I mean, you can tell the size of the leaf. There's my hand. Pretty good size leaf on it. Super interesting leaf. Nothing boring about that. Then down below it for an accent plant, like I said, we've got a Primo arborvitae. This is a little arborvitae that, I want to say, the foliage kind of twists and curls on it. Super slow growing. So I did get one of these. Actually, I had somebody at a nursery. They was at a nursery and they had them, and asked if he could purchase me one. He did. He was kind enough to do that, so thank you. So I had to put it in this blue pot here. Y'all know my favorite color is blue. I always try to get blue pots for my maples or some kind of blue variation. Yeah, Primo, nice little conifer. All right. So we just talked about Abby's weeping. Now let's talk about fairy lights. Another japonicum, dwarf japonicum. Another dissected leaf. Fantastic fall color. Fall color on this matches, pretty much matches that, with the exception of this Abby's weeping will actually get some purple tones in it, which is pretty crazy. Abby's weeping, the fairy lights here will go oranges to yellows to reds, hold that fall color for 3, sometimes 4 weeks. And this thing, I've had this in this pot right here. This is freshly repotted. Started pushing buds. I noticed new growth. It had been in that pot for a few years and sank. So when the buds started swelling, I did pull it out of the pot. Did do some root pruning and put all new mix in there and repotted it. And it's looking great. Doing great so far. You guys see the older growth, dark green, and the new growth, just a kind of a lime green to yellow almost on it. You know, and the leaves on this fairy lights, it's actually bigger than the leaves on this Abby's weeping, as you can see. So, and if y'all are asking, any of y'all asking, fairy lights does have a bigger leaf, it seems like. Let me see if I'm finding a more mature leaf. As you can tell, that's pretty big. It's a pretty big leaf. I don't want to spend too much time on it. Okay, back behind it. This is Shin Hakasa. Acer palmatum Shin Hakasa. This was also a gift from somebody. So as you can see, it's in a blue pot. And the rocks are there just because I was using them to try to prop it up off the ground. I just threw the extra rocks in the pot, but you can see the color on this Shin Hakasa. This one has not been leafed out terribly long. Got some pinks to whites to greens. Just looking outstanding. And just look, it's vigorous too. It's been vigorous. Look at all that. That's 2 foot long. That shoot is 2 foot long, going in all directions. Really interesting. Acer palmatum Shin Hakasa. Now when it loses that, you know, all that variegation, all that pink, it does go green. But man, this is the first time I've seen it leaf out like this, because I didn't have it early spring last year. But man, I look at this every time I walk out my front porch. So fantastic. As you can see, got some azaleas. They're blooming. And let's start with an outstanding open house find. Had an open house, I think it was April 5th and 6th, which was just a few weeks ago. And one that I was really hoping to find at the open house was one called Acer palmatum Bloody Talons. And wouldn't you know it, my luck, I stumbled upon this I guess you would call this monster or beast or Frankenstein of a maple. Super dwarf, slow growing. Does get that bulge at the graft union, but that does not bother me a bit. That gives it character, if you ask me. And it has lost some of the color. When I found this in the greenhouse, this thing was just like a, oh my gosh, it was like just like a bronze orangey color, the whole thing. And you see the leaves, how they're cut down. I was over the moon when I found this, and when I reached down to grab it, you know, I actually caught a bamboo stake to the face, and actually did bleed to get this maple. Had blood rolling down my face, and I was still just smiling like crazy. It would have been a good picture, but I was super excited to find this one. Acer palmatum bloody talons. Just one that's it's been on the list for a while. Didn't think I'd ever get it, and now I do have one. Right behind it, this is Acer palmatum dragon's fire. Another lace leaf. Kind of got a small dissected leaf on it, as you can see on the edges. This is the best. This is the best it's looked as well. It's pretty dark, but it's got some nice lime green stemming on it, as you can see. I got a lot of chartreuse stuff in here, like some creeping jenny. I believe that's called Sun King Aurelia back there. I've got 3 of them planted, and they'll get probably 2 to 3 foot tall right there, and hold that yellow to chartreuse color all season. Not really so much for the flower. It does flower, but kind of inconspicuous flowering. I want to say in June, it'll throw off some white flowers, but really interesting accent plant to add with your maples to kind of offset this dark color. Get this Sun King Aurelia back here. I got a hosta I have not planted yet. It's called Lipstick Blonde. Just thought that was super interesting when I came across it at the nursery, so I bought one. Got some painted ferns, as you can see. Some more pulmonaria. And I have a Macawa Cayenne. Get some gold to bronze colors in the spring. Again, this has been his best year. Didn't get to catch spring color on film. This is Acer palmatum dark straw. This was a gift also. So it's in this nice blue pot. Thing's been really vigorous. Growing really well here. Next to it, Angel the Prince. Which I should have shown the other day or last week, had better color on it. This was slow to leaf out. Next to it, this is a Cahoots Icebreaker. This is a little miniature, basically like a liner conifer that I bought and just put in this pot. It's doing okay. It's got some new buds, stuff opening for it. I think this is one that's kind of water sensitive, so watch your watering on it. Behind it, this is just a little liner. I potted up. This is a Miko Sport from Sandy Chamaecyparis. Got some nice blue color on it. I thought I'd just throw a little liner container, just another little accent. Below it, this is Sweet Lorraine. And it's probably going to be hard to pick up in the camera, but there's some reticulation on these leaves. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but another really dwarf Japanese maple. Get some peach colors in the early spring. It's done greened up some, but it is hard to pick up. There is a little reticulation in them leaves. Above it here, sure saw them, Purple Velvet. Planted this last year. Again, if I'd filmed 2 or 3 weeks ago, I'd caught the color. This thing was just deep red to maroon, kind of purple color. You can still see the purple in some of the leaves. But it was that color for a few weeks. It does get a lot of shade right here, so it lost a lot of that coloring. If it got more sun, probably would have held it a little longer. but doing really good right here. It's got a little seed on there. All right, guys, we're at 34 minutes, so I am going to break this up into a few parts. So we'll stop right here at this purple velvet, and I'll pick back up again. So stay tuned for part 2. I'll see you in the next one.